Joined here at Chelmsford City Football Club with Chippenham captain Kieran Parsell. Kieran, it's 0-0 on the road. We just spoke to the gaffer. He's happy with the point. Supporters seem happy with the point. Let's get the view of the captain. It seemed like a hard shift for you boys today.
Yeah, listen, no easy place to come to. A long journey. Obviously, the pitch wasn't the greatest. So I think if you said before the game, if you would have been happy with a 0-0 clean sheet, you would have taken it. Yeah, Defenders Union have really done quite well today.
You're looking at obviously chances throughout the 90 minutes. I think we restricted them to the same as we have done a lot of times when we come down here to maybe a few crosses, and their aerial threat with Charlie Sheringham's always going to prove quite vital on this pitch. But nothing really major for you guys to do outside of the basics this afternoon, and a fairly comfortable point in the end.
Yeah, I think we just had to win our headers, our first and second balls. I think we grew and got better during the game. I don't think we started as well, but I think they were probably a little bit more in our half body, a little bit of quality, but I think that was down to the pitch, to be fair. And then we sussed out, and I think we got our socks off and just ground out the result.
A couple of bookings out there today, obviously yourself being one of them. We didn't really see from our vantage point down in the corner what yours was for. I can only assume it was for stopping him from getting round you, but we said again to the gaffer, it seemed like the referee this afternoon, Mr. Danaher, some strange decisions out there, Kit.
Yeah, listen, I don't want to talk too much about the referee, but with my one, I thought it was only my first foul, so I thought it was a little bit harsh, and obviously it was quite early on in the second half, so I had to watch myself. But listen, sometimes you've got to take one for the team. Teams do it to us, and we do it to the other teams, like little things like quick free kicks, just stand in the way and just block it so everyone can get back into shape. And I think we've done that really well, to be fair, today.
A couple of games now that we're going to be earmarking for some points out of Concord. We've gone up there and done the business on them at their place. We welcome them on the 5th. Then we're going away to Welling. I think we owe them a little one for the last time. Obviously a defeat at Welling when they came down to our place, but it certainly didn't look like we were really much value for that. It looked like we were probably the better side on the day. As Cookie's just alluded to there beforehand, it's now probably time to start sticking a run together if we've got real ambition of staying in those playoffs. It's got to be encouraging for you guys to still see your name up in lights there, and a couple of opponents now where you've got to be looking, maybe there's something here for us.
Yeah, we've got a good group, and now we all believe. I think we just got to keep taking it one game at a time. To build from the St Albans win on Tuesday to get a point here, it's a good start to string a run together. Like I said, this is a good point here. I think they're in a bit of a false position as well. I don't think they're not a bad team, to be fair, Chelmsford. So yeah, to come here and get a point, we're all delighted there as a group.
Excellent. Well, Kieran, long way home for you guys on the coach now, so we'll let you get on with it, mate. But well done today, and excellent point on the road.
Cheers.
Well done,
all the
Kieran.
best, guys.
Top man. Continuing coverage here at Chelmsford City Football Club with Chippenham Town man of the match today, Joe Hanks. Joe, it wasn't announced obviously, but now finding out that all of us here in full agreement that we're putting a massive shift in the middle of that park today, as did a lot of lads, but standout performer, a couple of really good balls, and really held everything together well for you today.
Yeah, it was a difficult game, wasn't it? As you can see now, it's really windy, the pitch is bobbly on us, pretty. It won't be a good one to watch back, I don't think, but we gave it a good go. It's come in the change was quite good. Delighted with that. Obviously, we won last week, a point this week. It's just something we can build on and going into next week.
General consensus, Hanksy, was that the first half wasn't great. They were sort of getting maybe the run of the green, and aside from the decision, obviously, that Mr. Danaher overturned with the Charlie Sheringham goal, it seemed as if they probably were in the ascendancy for the first 45, but clearly came out as a different team in the second half. What did the gaffer say to you guys at half time to really sort of stick a rocket up and get you back out here and go on to be fairly comfortable for the second 45?
Yeah, like you just said, obviously we weathered the storm well. We came out second half, we had some good chances, then we had a couple of chances we probably could have won it, so it wasn't pretty. But yeah, we fought hard, it was a defence did well, so I don't know if Wills had to be the same, so it was like they fighting massively in the second half, but yeah, we did well to get into 0-0 at half time and then rode on a little bit, but yeah, the boys did a good performance today.
Two identical through balls from yourself into two identical positions for Jordan Young today. Possibly our best chances across the 90 minutes. One where sort of the heavy touch looking around the keeper, the other a right-footed thing where unfortunately the left was on. Have you got in at Geordie on that one? Have you given him a bit of stick in there about that, or are you fairly nice when as a midfielder when your assists go begging?
Oh no, not at all. He's getting in the right positions, isn't he? So as long as I can put the balls in for him, he'll put them away. We've seen that in the first 3 games. He's scored some great goals, hasn't he? So I stepped straight to him after and said, look, as long as you're getting in those positions, we can ask for it. He'll put more away than he misses. So didn't quite go for us today, didn't go for them. We take the point, we move on to next week.
Hanksy, fairly studious when it comes to the game. Obviously, you've had a good chance this year to have a look at the majority of the league now as we get into maybe the turnover. 5th of February, we welcome Concord. We've played Concord already this season. I believe we beat them up there. I think it was either 3-1, 3-0. I can't really remember. However, now we're getting on the turnaround. We're still clinging on to those spots, Joe. Is it now time where we can really start putting sides to the sword and maybe lay our own ambitions and maybe stake our own claim to be in those playoff spots come the end of the year?
Yeah, I think so. We just got to keep worrying about ourselves. We keep chipping away, keep winning, keep picking up points away from home. There's a lot of clubs up there that have got a bit of pressure on them to get in those playoffs. We're sort of going under the radar, aren't we? So we hang on in there. We'll keep chipping away right to the end, and as long as we're in with a shout come the end of the season, I think we've got a great chance. Well,
another great performance from yourself today, obviously picking up the man of the match. Another great performance previously against St Albans. The more these performances go in from everyone, chipping away 7 out of 10, so we've got a very good chance of staying in there.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we've sort of, from the turn of the year, obviously we lost that first one, didn't we? But following that, we've done really well. So we've got to keep on that momentum. We've got a really good bench. We're quite a young bunch. I think I'm one of the old lads, I'm only 26. So we've got a good bunch. We stick together, and you'll sort of see those performances like today, sticking together and getting a point. I think a lot of teams would have folded today, and we didn't. So a lot of positives. We can move on, and although we beat Concord, we'll beat today quite heavily, but that'll be a tough test next week. So we'll prepare right and hopefully get 3 points at home.
Good stuff. Well, Joe, it's a long way back now, so we'll let you get on, mate. But for all the very best for today, congratulations, Chippenham man of the match, Joe Hanks.
Cheers, guys.
Well done, mate. Wrapping up coverage here at Chelmsford City with Chippenham goalkeeper Will Henry. Will, a 0-0. It's a clean sheet on the road. It's one that you've been promising for a little while. It must be great to get out there and finally notch that clean sheet for you and your defence.
Yeah, definitely. As a collective, as a team, especially at the back, there's no more joy than getting a clean sheet.
Very difficult game for you guys today in retrospect. Chelmsford notoriously managed to flood the box and pump a lot of crosses in, a lot of corners. They build that pressure and they've got some big boys in there. It must be a real difficult job for you boys to deal with, but I think you handled that fantastically today.
Yeah, I think, again, as the back four, Russie even as a holding mid and myself, I thought we dealt with it really well. We knew before the game, their game plan was very much set pieces. They're obviously big side, physical, so they're just going to launch it in the box. I think both sides of the corners were ball in swinging, just thinking to get it in the 6-yard box, see what happens. But we were strong and we dealt with it really well.
A little bit unlucky not to get an assist as well today, wasn't it? Well, it's not normally the sort of the norm for the goalkeeper to pick up the assist, but a big kick from yourself in this swirling wind, and you managed to find the feet of Loire, and Loire was got in on goal. The referees deemed it apparently not a bad thing to start throwing people to the floor when they get in the penalty box, but we can't say too much about that. But distribution so far this season from yourself, Will, it seems spot on, whether it's coming from your hands, your feet, it's seemingly finding us, and it's really been a big part of our attacking moving forward, especially away from home.
Yeah, obviously our main ploy as a team is attacking on the counter quickly, and that's massive in my role. Obviously if I come from a cross or there's a ball coming through that I pick up, is looking to attack forward quickly, and again I think distribution is probably one of my stronger points. You can always work on it, always get more consistent with it, but it's definitely something I've improved over the years, and it's definitely a strength of mine.
Goalkeepers tend to sort of get a lot of flack as well when they make mistakes. I think it was a fairly flawless performance today, but one thing obviously that we didn't get a good view of from where we were, but I'm sure you would have probably got the best, was the Chelmsford disallowed goal. I'm not too sure. I was speaking to the gaffer and apparently everyone in the stadium thought it was handball. You had a very, very close view of that. Right decision from the referee to overturn in the end, or?
It's a funny one because I think he originally gave a free kick, didn't he? I think it was Callum. I thought Callum was fouled initially.
The majority of people thought Callum's been fouled into the man and the referee's gone the other way. It was a bit of a baffler, but
obviously he's played quick, but I think it has definitely touched his hand. He's kind of caught him on the top of his chest, but it has clipped his hand before. I think that's taken it away from Will. I think he was heading up, going up to head it, so I do think it was the right decision.
Good stuff. You're a bit of a long trip back now, Will. I'm sure you guys are coach bound. I think we can probably sort of suggest that when you get these long trips after a decent point on the road, give us a little bit of an insight as to what the atmosphere is going to be like under the coach now. Is it going to be celebrations and beers, or is it going to be quietly composing yourself for the Concord game, studying up and making sure that you guys are ready for the next one?
I think we're buzzing on the coaches. Again, it's a great group of lads. The camaraderie in the team is fantastic, and we all have a bit of back with each other. There's no divides or anything. We're all one tight unit, so whatever game obviously is better when you win or get a decent result away, but it'll be no doubt in the future. Coach,
There's an interesting little bit of a tidbit as well for yourself, Will, and I'm not sure you were aware of this. I believe this is the ground now that you've made your second appearance for Chippenham on, is it? I think you made your debut down here in a 3-3 draw with a back four that was about a combined age of 18, I think, wasn't it? I think it was Hallett, Rutty and Falston out on the left-hand side. I think Reece Tyler was the only one that dragged it up. A very different game today, a very different goalkeeper. You obviously, put a bit of maturity into your own game, but I suppose, coming down here, taking a point, same as last time, we can't grumble when we're coming away to sides like this. Kieran probably alluded to it best, but Chelmsford probably in a very false position considering the side that they've got here.
Yeah, definitely, I'd agree with that. We even said it in the change room after, I think, where they are in the league. They've probably just been unlucky this year, but definitely a physical team. One that we've come up against is probably one of the better teams this season. Regarding obviously the big one, but definitely competition for themselves, which is giving them credit to be.
Super. Well, we'll let you get on the coach and grab yourself and start those celebrations nice and early, mate. But all the very best for the next game against Concord, and well done for today. Clean sheet on the road. It's a point. Well done, Will.
Cheers,
super, mate. Well done.